Alright, so now we're going to start on the hair to retopo the hair. And so to do so, I'm going to turn off symmetry because we're not going to be using symmetry on this one. And we just want to make sure that that low poly is highlighted, and we're going to say quad draw. And also make sure that our mascot mesh is now the live surface. And so now we should see we are in quad draw mode. And so from here, I'm actually with symmetry turned off, we can actually make some, whoops, I'll make sure that we're on low poly and quad draw. And then from here, we can actually just start to, I'm actually going to just take the tab, just the tab button, make sure we're on that. And from here, I'm just kind of visualizing the way these polygons, I want them to flow. So with this, I just want to actually make some adjustments right here. If I can get to this, I'm going to actually delete that right there and delete this one as well. And this one. And then this way I can actually just restructure this. There we go. Alright. So with this, actually just move that back. And this way this conforms a little better to how I want to approach this. So with this, I can actually just extrude this. And from here, actually, so this is where it kind of gets a little funky. And so we just want to make sure that all of our points are, actually I'm going to turn off auto weld. Alright, so from here, yeah, it's not liking that too much right there, this spot. Actually going to delete that one right there. And these, just so I can get a cleaner. Just a cleaner start right here so it's not hidden in any of this geometry. I want to be under, actually, yes, I want that turned on. I just want to make sure that these verts are located underneath. Alright, let's just get started here, see if we can get this hair shaped out how we want it. And I'm just trying to think about how this is actually, we want these polygons to conform to the shape, We're not going to get all the perfect ridges and whatnot because we're going to have to actually just build these out. But so I'm just trying to think about hitting this with a full shape, and then once we go in and bake, we'll be able to bake some of this into this low poly, into the low poly mesh here. And so I'm just looking at this from basically as an overall shape. And so here, probably want this guy to be here and here. And then we'll be able to just shape these. I'm just kind of riding up along the top of this ridge here, which is good. Alright, and then I'm going to want to go from left to right, I think here, just to make sure that we're getting the shapes that we're kind of after. Yeah, so I'm not, just kind of trying to find the best route here. So I can see that point, but for some reason it's, there we go. Just looking at it weird. So this one is going to be a little thicker, which is fine. Just trying to make sure that this tries to do, well, we're doing most of the, we're putting in kind of where our polygon flow is, which is fine. So here, and probably right there. This is going to cut down. Actually, I don't want that there. Let's move that right here. And then put these ones here. Alright, back of the head, looking okay. Alright, so from here, just want to make sure that we keep continuing that going forward. So probably move this up here, like so. And then I'm going to probably start going this way with this one. Just trying to visualize the poly flow going this way. And we'll probably go here. And actually move this one back a little bit. And this one. There we go. And then probably come here. And this is going to overshoot just a little bit, but that's okay. That's how we want that. Alright. And for this guy, I'm going to just come up this way. Probably come here. And also top of here. Just riding along this, the wave of the hair going this way. So here, probably come over here. That's fine. And then this one probably come out to here. There we go. Sometimes you just have to make those little adjustments to the camera so we can actually, so that should be all right there. we may have to put another span coming through here, which is, I'm going to actually do that now, just to kind of add some shape to that. There we go. All right. And so from here, we'll just move oops, undo that. And then we're going to head this way. We'll make this little adjustment right here. Also adjust right here. And as you start to retopo, you start to learn basically how you want the polygons to flow, and you want them to just kind of follow like what you have set in place for most of these. And so here, we should probably make a quad. Actually, probably come out to here, and then we'll quad that right there like so. And then probably come to right about here for this one, and just quad this. Might have to just make, actually I'll probably just come to right here, and then we'll snap this one to here. I can see that. That's where I want it. So from here, sometimes you just kind of move around to find, once your icon, there we go. And then from here, we may have to, let's see, so maybe looking underneath, we might be able to snap. Maybe not. Yeah, it's not liking that one too much. That's okay. I'm actually going to just come here with this one and shape that there. And see if I can bring this guy up here. I may have to snap these. So actually I'm just going to take the target weld, so come off of that, and then actually hide this mesh. Whoops, turn this off, and then Shift H or Control H to hide, and then also turn on my wireframe on shaded, so I can actually see this, and then select the low poly, and then just say target weld with our vertex mode selected, and then you just have to drag that target weld. So that should, yeah, there we go. That looks okay. All right, and then, so from here we can go back to bring this one back, and we'll make that a live surface again. Make sure we're on the low poly and go back to quad draw. And so from here, I'm actually just going to draw these points like so. And just go back to turn wireframe on shading off. I may want to, as I'm doing this, I think I just want to come down here a little bit more, and then that way I can kind of ride along this ridge here. There we go. Let's come down here and here. Whoops. Sometimes you just gotta undo when that happens. And this here, this should just come right together. Exactly how I want it. Then for this one, actually going to probably, okay, so from here, and then go here. And from here, I just want to make sure that I'm thinking about, actually, I'm going to probably get rid of this one right here for now. And bring this one, so bring here, because I just want this to still kind of have that hang over his overhang like that. So from this one, I'm actually just going to go here. And it's like so. So right there, I'm just going to probably put a quad right there like that. There we go. And then I'll quad this here. And then this should, we'll be able to close this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should, we're going to actually have to, so from here we'll quad here, this will quad right there, and this will quad here. That should, from here you can actually just make this flow a little better. Just moving these points up. Alright, and then so with that, I'm actually just going to go to the low poly version and turn quad draw off. And then here, should be able to actually just bridge. So I'm going to go to edge mode and bridge. Select, well, not don't hit bridge yet, like mine. So I'm just going to bridge that, close that off, and then grab this vertex here, and I'm actually just going to pull that out a little bit. Oops. Oh, because our turn live surface off. So I'm just kind of pulling this out, pushing it back a little bit. And let's see. Just looking at this surface right here, and I'm not too sure. Not too sure about that surface quite yet. I think with that undercut like that, I want this to go this way. So from here, I'm actually going to I'm going to cut. So using the multi-cut and go here, and then go all the way over there, and then hit enter. Then from here, pull that point out. There we go. So that leaves us a triangle right there. That's fine. And from this one, just grabbing this and bringing this out as well, just so that looks a little better. And then from here, I'm going to target weld this point to this point. Should close that face up. And then go back to just hitting Q, and then pulling this kind of into place how I want that. Actually, I want that to be underneath like that. Just I'm looking kind of at the flow, how that shape, just kind of like I want it to be a little bit more curvy through there. Still kind of So that's one thing that you do want to look at, is just kind of the shape overall and how things are kind of looking. Because once we bake down and everything, that should be fine. All right. So with the hair, it's not looking too bad. So I'm just going to F8 and then just click off just so I can see how that looks. And then with these, I'm actually going to go to edge mode and just select these edges right here, all these new edges that I've kind of made with the hair. And then actually going to hold down Shift and right click and then just go to soften edge. So just soften those edges. And then from here, I'm actually going to select these edges, these hard edges. I'm going to make these hard right here. And these ones hard as well. And also these. I want these to kind of like be his hair kind of coming around. So I'm actually making these hard as well. Just all the ones up front that you'll see a little more so. So with that, if you just hold down Shift, right click, go to harden edge, and that should make those hard. And then F8, and then we can kind of see how that looks. It's not too bad. And then actually I probably will make a hard edge around his part as well. So from here, just make sure that we're on that edge mode. And from here, I'm actually just going to kind of bring that around the side of his hairline. And so with that, I should be able to actually just select, oh, it doesn't, there we go. Looks like, yep. All right, that caught the whole thing, and so from here we can actually just harden that edge. All right, that just keeps that edge nice and hard for his hairline. There we go. Reads pretty good. All right, and overall we're getting to the retopo on that. So actually he's not too bad face-wise.